Hello. So today I'm going to make a laundry hamper. Do we have one finished, honey? So you can buy these from IKEA. They're called, what are they called? Jäll. And they're plastic, and after a while this happens. The plastic breaks in the seams. So what I've been doing is this. I laundry hamper in this is cotton with Velcro here, so you can remove the whole bag and wash it, which is awesome. We have 3 of those, and then we have this, which we have been using in the bathroom, and the shower is right next to it, and it keeps getting wet, which is why we don't want to use these, because they also get wet. So what we did is we bought this fabric, which is for tablecloths originally. It has some it's treated with something so that water just washes right off, and it's really cute. So I'm going to make one of these in this fabric. So what you really need is an empty metal, one of these, right? I think these cost like 20 Swedish crowns at IKEA. So, you know. Anyway, we have one that we disassembled. So this is the actual, and then we have a bottom and some handles. This is what you need, and this is for the ribbon around, and you need some Velcro. I think that's it. So we'll first cut out the pieces that we need, obviously. 2 of these. So I'll cut out all the pieces, and we have to draw on the fabric for where the handles are going. You don't need to cut these out yet, but you need to know where they are. There, see? So now we're going to pin these together, the different parts. Now you need to know where the markings for your handles are. No, they're here. Here, they're here. And why you need this is because it's not square, it's a rectangle, and the handles go on the shorter side of the rectangle. So you need to know this when you start pinning these together. Now I have a handle here, and I have a bottom, so I need to pin this together. And if you start from this side, it should be the shorter side down here, but if you start from the other side, you need the longer side on the end. So I need to start, I'm going to start here, and we need the good side with the good side, like so. And you want to start just a tiny bit away from the edge here, because you're going to put the two sides together here later. And this particular fabric don't need zigzagging around the edge. That's something to do with the treatment. But if you make this in a fabric, other type of fabric, you need to do that first. So now here's the tricky part. The angle here. So you want to put the needle just in the corner there and angle it inward 45 degrees, and then you make a little fold here to follow the edge again. Means you have a crease here. You can just fold that to the side. You need to know about that when you're making when you're actually sewing later. So now we just follow the edge again. So another corner here. Ouch. Make a fold, another pin, and just put it in. No video. You see the corner here? You put the pin in just there and 45 degrees inward, and then you move the fabric around, so you make a fold behind. See this? You can just fold that in, and you put another pin there. See? Okay, so now I've finished pinning the other two corners here, and I'm at the last corner and the side seam. So you can see here, I have a little too much fabric here. Not going to do anything about that really at this moment. So just go as close as you can there, and then you need to find the side seam here with the beginning of the fabric right here in the corner, and just put that side to side with that. Ouch. And up the side seam, if you didn't cut, if you cut as badly as I did, just try to make the ends try to make this part line up. That should give you a good seam when we get to that. See, line up this part here. And see that if you have as much left over along the edge there. You can just cut that part out later. and put some pins in. And then we can start sewing. Or maybe, no, we can start sewing now. So now I have my sewing machine. Isn't it nice and pink? It's a Toyota. I got it from my grandmother a little over 20 years ago. So I got some pink thread to go with the pink in the fabric. Yes, and with my new glasses, I can actually see the hole in the needle. Fantastic, huh? Now I'm going to use a very straightforward seam. Nothing, you can see here, I have all these different seams I can use. This is a zigzag, and this is a zigzag and straightforward, and blah blah, and this is, you can see, if I had a fabric that rips up, I would have used this seam here, or maybe this one, because this is a zigzag and a straight seam combined into one. I would say this is a very advanced machine for being like 30 years old. My grandmother knew what she was doing. Anyway, so I'm going to start with the side seam. This is where? Oh, it's here. Yes. And then just continue on around. And now, because I have this leftover fabric here, I need to have all this extra fabric on the inside so I know where I'm going, right? So I'm going to align this pressure foot with the edge of where I want to be. There. And see, just can see it. Oh yes, it's a bit broken. I have to use this piece of tape. There, and just so I can take out all the pins as I go along. See, we're coming up to the corner again. Just go as close as you dare. Make sure you know where your fabric is. Needle this down. Then we spin it around and fold it over. And maybe you just have to, you know, so you know that you only have 2 layers of fabric here. Take that one out. So this is the very end, the last and the first corner. You want to make sure you have this out here and this folded over here, and that you just have the 2 layers of fabric together, and then you can just go to the corner there and attach, and that's it. So this is the bag, and now because I cut badly in the beginning, I'll just have to adjust this, and I just cut right along the edge there, and then it looks like I didn't make a mistake, right? So what do we do now? So what you can do here, if you want, you can snip off the corners straight across like so. That will make a crisper corner when you eventually turn it right side out, because this is obviously inside out. Just straight across there on all 4 corners. And what we are going to do next is the ribbon around the edge. Nice and pink. I usually start in the corner where the side seam is, and I know this isn't the way you're supposed to do these types. I don't know what they're called in English, sorry. I do this, and then I pin it down, and then I make a seam. That's why make it any harder than it's supposed to be. So this is kind of tricky actually. So I'm just going to pin this all the way around, and I'll show you after. So now there's only this bit left. What I'm going to do is cut this a little too long, and trying not to hurt myself on the pens. And you see here, you know, it's going to be like this. So I want to fold this over, and oh, maybe it's a little too long. Snip. And try to make that look good. You just have to sew all the way around using whatever seam you like. So now what we want to do is cut out for the handles. And we're going to use the ribbon on them too. So you want to make sure you have a little too much on the end here, but then you just, you know, pin it like you would. Oh, I'm going to try to pin this way all the way around. I have these new long pins. They're really sharp, which is good. I also have some older, shorter pins. It would be better for this, but I've had them for over 20 years and they're not really that sharp anymore, so that's why I'm using these new ones. You have to be really careful here, really, because it's a curve. You don't really want it to wrinkle or whatever. And you only want the ribbon on the curve, not on this part here, because the handle part will come down and cover that. Now up here in the corner, you want to cut it at an angle. I'm just going to pin this down. So that it lies nice and straight along this edge, and this is also why I put a little too much here, so I can trim that, or maybe just cut along this crease here just a little bit, and then you see it will disappear up into the handle part. I'll just do the same on the other side. So now I'm just going to sew it, and I'm using one of them things that combines forward with the side to be safe. So the handle, we need to know where the middle is, where the center of it actually is. So just fold it and put some pins in there. We need to know this when we're going to center it at the handle part. So you do this on both before you pin the Velcro on, which I'm about to do. And you can use this pin here to hold the Velcro down, but you really need it to be in the center on both. So now we're done with that part for a while. See, nice. Yes. Now with the handles, or the part that goes around the metal, we want to make sure they're the same size first. And if I could iron this, I would iron them, make a nice crease there, but not supposed to iron this. I guess it destroys the surface, so I'll just have to wing it. We want two, of course. We'll just make them the same. And then we do again with the other side of the Velcro. And this I didn't have them together while cutting them, because no, that never turns out real good. So now what we want is to really think about this. I want the Velcro to be on the downer side, the lower side to be on the side that is actually attached to the bag. So I'm going to pin this on here. Not the easiest thing to do, but and you want the soft side up here. there, and do the same to the other side. So before we pin them on, we need to find the center of the hole. So line those and you put the pin there. On both sides, obviously. And then, so what you want to do is pin the handle part to the bag, aligning the two central pins like so, and you want the Velcro to be secure to the bag, and you just pin it, trying to make sure that you go through the 2 layers of fabric and the Velcro all the way around on both sides. So I pinned it on, and now I'm going to sew it down using that seam that is both front and side. I have no idea what it's called, but it makes a seam that looks like this. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see it. It's forward and on to the side at the same time. It holds up real good. So where do I start? No, you know what? I have to use a seam that is very similar but goes the other way. 4, 5, yes. No, you don't have to sew this part because this fabric doesn't rip, but I like it to look the same, so that's what I'm doing that. And I have to change this pin here, because if I don't, I can't just sew across it. So gently. you want to sew this on, all this part too. So I'm just going to go all this way, go around, go down that side, and then there. This is the last part. Oh no, oh no, no, no. So I'm just going to rethread my machine because I can never ever make a nice looking seam when that has happened without rethreading my machine. So that's why I'm doing that. And it's so much easier to do this when you can actually see the hole. And then we just start again. I only had to take out 2 centimeters of the seam, so I'll start again. We're almost there. And that's it. I have to do the same on the other side, of course, but then we're done. It's done. You see here? Nice, crisp corner. Like I said, if you have a fabric that you can iron these seams, like, you know, to be really, really crisp. Which is what I've done on the others that I've made before, but you're not supposed to iron this, right? So, you just put it on like this. And you have a nice hamper, and this particular one is moisture resistant. You can wash it in 30 degrees centigrade without the spin cycle on it, and well, I'm not sure I could have done better, really. It's almost perfect, and I'm good with that. Good luck.